Hi, everybody. It's Tyler here at the Kalahari Classic, checking in with a team that we love to check in with, 99904E. I'm a Banana coming in out of Indiana. This team is always pushing the envelope and now pushing blocks with their lever design. So we can't wait to see in detail a little bit more about this. Not just a lever, but a lot of cool little things that go on this robot. 4 different aligners that we'll be talking about on this robot here. And I want you to check out this little piston as we get into this too, and just how it's helping them with their positional control. A lot of other great stuff to dive into. Let's learn more about this team here on Pits and Parts.
This video on fun is brought to you by viewers like you and also in partnership with the following.
Kettering University's cutting-edge programs in their experiential co-op model seamlessly blend the professional and academic worlds, offering hands-on, future-focused learning that empowers students to pursue new ideas and inspires other institutions to follow their lead. Don't just be ahead of the curve, create the curve. Get more information at kettering.edu/vex. The Robotics Education and Competition Foundation provides fantastic programs for students from elementary school all the way through college. These include VEX, aerial drone competition, online challenges, JROTC, girl-powered, scholarships, certifications, and so much more. To discover these exciting opportunities, visit recf.org and get connected. So, Marin, when we saw you last, I think it was at Speedway, definitely a different robot from here. Can you talk a little bit more about your decision to go with the lever design?
Yeah, so we used to have a bucket intake bot, and it was very big and clunky. This is a lot smaller than the other one was. This is now lever that can move up and down and stuff. And the old robot was very clunky and very slow. And we also had a mechanism drive with that. And that was just very inefficient for us. It was very slow and bulky, and we just wanted to slim down and have a way to score faster and more efficiently, which is really important to us.
So we're filming this very early on the SIG, so we haven't seen it perform yet, but like, in your opinion here, has this been a wise decision for your team to go with?
Yes, this has been a very wise decision. We've been performing very well at our recent comps, just because we've been able to move around more quickly and defend, which is very strong in this game this year.
Let's pass over to Jack and talk a little bit more about some of the build philosophy in this robot here. You mentioned before 4 different aligners on it, so let's detail what some of these are.
Yeah, so the biggest philosophy we had when building this was just consistency. When we were trying to first build a lever, it was just hard to get the dimensions down, so eventually we had to fully CAD it out, and all these plastic pieces are laser cut, and that just makes it so we can align everything, especially in this first stage. These plastic pieces are all mounted to the other plastic pieces through small holes and zip ties. So these 4 pieces are just mounted by a few screws up here. So talking about the aligners, there's 2 aligners for both the types of goals. This is for tall goals. When we lift it up, it hits and it aligns on the bottom and makes sure we're straight. And when we're slightly misaligned, it straightens it up. When we're on a bottom goal, we'll be right about here, and we'll hit the bottom of the goal, and we'll end up curving in and hitting it. For the blocks actually going into the lever, when they come up through, they come into this stage, and one thing we saw was when blocks are moving side to side, when they hit the sides of the goal, especially with the lever, how fast they come out, they can hit the sides and just kind of explode out of the goal. So we really wanted something that could make the blocks go straight. So we added 2 little 1x beams that are bent, and they're bent in perfectly to the size of the block with a tiny, tiny bit of tolerance. And the most important thing is we mounted them with rubber, and that makes it so that they can move out, so it doesn't actually harm the blocks when they get stuck, and it doesn't cause any jams because they can rotate around. But it also makes it so that the blocks get pushed into a straight line and actually come out and go straight into the goal.
And how many blocks is your lever scoring in a typical run?
It is, in a typical run, in an auto, we're trying to go for like 9 blocks. We have a 6-block capacity, even though our bot looks small. With this hood, we're able to kind of half open it and store 1 block there, and then 5 goes through the rest of the bot. Our 4th aligner is this curved aligner to the hook, and it really encourages hook play, and it makes it easier to line up, especially with how important hook play has become. We've realized that just how fast you can do that is just the way that you win the match, along with scoring super fast.
We were talking earlier, you mentioned that in order to get as precise as you had in this build, you did a lot of CAD ahead of time for it. Can you just talk a little bit more about some of that process going through that?
Yeah, so we've gone through a lot of iterations in our CAD, and sometimes we CAD'd out a full bot, and we started building it, and we just realized there's improvements to be made, especially with the community just communicating on what works well. at the start of the season, we tried to make kind of a free moving lever without the 4-bar supports on the side here. And that just ended up being kind of clunky and inconsistent, and we just wanted this to be as rigid and as consistent as possible. So we decided to cat out this 4-bar so that this C channel stays as vertical as possible. And that just makes it so that the balls can actually come out as straight as possible into the goal. And just the most impressive part about our CAD would probably be this just front stage storage, where it's 4 plastic pieces that are just mounted by 4 screws, and they're just zip tied together, and that's the only mounting they have. So yeah.
Can we put a few blocks in here and actually see what a full volley looks like?
Yep.
So yeah, very smooth. Definitely with that aligner, you can really see how it worked out well on that too. So I love the thought that's gone into that. Bryce, let's talk about some of the smaller mechs on this robot as well too that you want to highlight.
So one of the things we had issues with on this robot was scoring in the mid goal, because when we first built this robot, we had an emphasis on going under bar, which would give us way more mobility than most other teams. So what we actually did was add this piston here, because otherwise the lift was too low to score on the middle goal, and the blocks would often hit the sides and bounce out, which would just really inconsistent. So we added this small piston that doesn't raise it evenly, but it does enough to score it smoothly every time. We also have this hood here that when we first started, it was just kind of banded down, and that worked okay, but it was way less control than what we needed. And it took away power from the lever because it had to push it up. So we ended up adding this piston for the hood, which actually changes its levels depending on what height. So here it's even, and here it's also even, which that makes it so that it will bounce all the blocks in, or just keep it straight and keep them from bouncing
So
out.
how are you regulating how far that piston comes out then?
Because of where it's mounted, it keeps it even on this 4-bar lift, so it doesn't actually move.
So it's all just based on the 4-bar position that's making it happen. Okay, that makes a lot of sense. I was gonna say, wow, if you're actually regulating PSI and stuff like that, that's crazy. So
because it would always end up expanding the same distance.
Sure.
So we would just need to make it mounted in a way that it always works.
Very cool. Any other mechs on the robot you want to highlight?
No.
Let's pass over to Joe and talk a little bit more, especially in terms of match strategy. You guys have had a couple local events to kind of tune this out here. What's some of the strategy going into Kalahari here? And then anything else you want to highlight on this machine?
Yeah, so our strategy is we wanted to make sure that we can score really fast and really efficiently, which is the main reason why we went for this lever. And a few things with our lever is we wanted to make sure that when scoring into the center goal, all of the blocks won't fly through, because as you saw previously when we scored, those blocks flew out really fast. And when scoring in that center goal, those blocks would just go straight through. So then we made sure, since we have a motor lever instead of the piston like Genesis has, we can regulate the speed and make it so it comes out really slow. And those blocks will stay inside that goal. And we also, as Bryce talked about, that lifts up that our lever to the perfect height so that blocks will always go in. And a few things that we've had problem with is like when outtaking, we have a 1200 RPM intake, and that makes sure we can intake those blocks really quickly. And when outtaking into that bottom goal, they would also go out really fast. So we also have a bunch of slow down that outtake, so those blocks go out really slow, and you're not throwing the blocks out of our robot.
From a driving perspective, I know you built this really to go under the bar and be quick for that. Has that strategy proven effective for your
Yeah,
team so
it's
far?
really effective. Getting those teams off of the long goal when they're trying to score or hook is really efficient. Because if we're scoring the center goal and they're going on the other side of the long goal, we can just quickly rush under there and keep them from hooking our blocks out from our control zone. And we can also quickly rush under and push them off the long goal from behind those steel beams there, so we can get them off from scoring and they won't be able to have any blocks to hook.
Well, I'm Banana. Thank you so much for taking time. It's great to check in with you all. Once again, always building cool machines, so we can't wait to see how you do here at Kalahari Classic, and good luck the rest of the way. Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and click the bell to stay up to date on future fun videos. The Robotics Education and Competition Foundation provides fantastic programs for students from elementary school all the way through college. These include VEX, aerial drone competition, online challenges, JROTC, girl-powered, scholarships, certifications, and so much more. To discover these exciting opportunities, visit recf.org and get connected. Kettering University's cutting-edge programs and their experiential co-op model seamlessly blend the professional and academic worlds, offering hands-on, future-focused learning that empowers students to pursue new ideas and inspires other institutions to follow their lead. Don't just be ahead of the curve, create the curve. Get more information at kettering.edu/vex.